Hello and welcome back to the Road to Good Cooking. Are you interested in how I made this delicious homemade kielbasa sausage? If so, stick around. Now let's get started. For this recipe, I'm going to be using the LEM Kielbasa Sausage Seasoning. I haven't tried it before, so I'm real anxious to try it. And I'll be using 4 pounds of pork and 1 pound of ground beef. I'm going to be using my knife set that I received from my friends over at Pit Barrel Cooker. And it is look at this, it is a work of art. It feels good in my hand, it's easy to use, and Noah, I promise I'm going to send back my penny as soon as possible, and thank you so much for the wonderful gift. I'm going to start by cutting my pork in strips. It's very important that you keep your meat nice and chilled. I had my meat in the freezer for about 15-20 minutes or so, and it's a lot easier to cut, and it's a lot easier to handle when it's nice and chilled. Okay, all of my meat is cut in the strips. Now on to the next step. In my measuring cup, I have 5 ounces of ice cold water, and I'll be using the entire package of kielbasa seasoning for this recipe. I'm going to pour it into the ice cold water and mix it until it's well combined. And I'm going to set it aside until I'm ready to use it. Let me show you how I put together my meat grinder. I'm going to be using a number 5 stainless steel grinder knife, and that goes right over the auger just like so. And there's a little notch right here, and that's what you line up the grinder plate with, and I'll be using a 3/16 grinder plate. And that goes right just like that. And then take the metal cuff and tighten it on there. Now you want to tighten it on there finger tight, not Incredible Hulk tight, but just finger tight. And now it's good to go. Here's my bowl. I had it in the freezer overnight, so it is ice cold, and this way it'll keep my meat nice and chilled while I'm working on it. I'm going to measure out 5 pounds of meat, and I'll put the rest in the freezer for another use. Now I'm going to add the seasoning to the meat, and I'm going to mix it up until it's well incorporated. Now I'm going to load the hopper with the meat, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second. I'm doing a little housekeeping here. I'm going to use a half of a hot dog bun, and that way I can get all the meat out of the grinding chute. Here's what the meat looks like in the hopper, and it is all seasoned, ready to go. Here's my half a hot dog bun. Now it is time to grind up some meat. I'm going to mute the sound on my grinder because I don't want to blow your ears out. Okay, I'm at the end of the grinding, and this is where I'm going to add the bread so I can get the rest of the meat out of the grinding chute. And don't worry about adding the bread. It is not enough bread to change the flavor of the meat, so just don't even worry about it. And it looks like all the meat is through the grinding chute. I'm going to give my sausage one more quick mix, and then I'm going to cover it up with plastic, put it back in the fridge, and then I'm going to clean up my work area before I go on to the next step. Here's my canister, and I sprayed the inside with cooking oil, and that'll help the sausage move a lot easier in the canister. This canister will hold about 5 pounds of meat. Now I'll be using my 3/4 inch stainless steel stuffing tube, and try saying that 3 times. When I first bought my sausage stuffer, it came with plastic tubes, and I didn't like those at all. I ended up breaking 2 of them, so I replaced all of them with stainless steel stuffing tubes, and I like those a lot better. Now what I'm doing here, I'm putting some oil on the outside of this stuffing tube, and that'll help the casing go on a lot easier. I'll be using natural hog casings, and I ordered them online from LEM, and they come packed in salt, so you really have to rinse them off thoroughly to get all that salt off. And You'll see the step-by-step process, how I rinsed off my natural hot casings in my Andouille sausage making video, and I'll put the link in the description box below. Now this is a tedious part, and you have to be patient when doing this part. Now the first one, it seems like to me it always gives me the hardest time, putting the first casing on. But after the first casing, they all go on nice and easy. Add a little water if it gets a little stubborn. Making homemade sausage is a process, and yes, it takes a lot of time and is tedious, but it is so worth it. Making your own sausage, it tastes so much better. You know exactly what you put in there. There's no guessing about the mystery meat that might be in your sausage, and your family will love it. Trust me on that one. Looks like I'm coming to the end, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave a little bit off of the tube, and I'm going to tie it, put a knot at the end, and that way I'll be ready to go. Okay, now the rest of it is going to be self-explanatory, so just sit back and enjoy. Alrighty, first roll done, and it is a thing of beauty, isn't it? Look at that. Ooh, I'm so proud of myself. Now, you see I have a few air pockets here, so what I'm going to end up doing is taking a sanitized pen, being as I don't know where my sausage pricker is. I know you guys are going to be coming after me for that, busting my chops, but I swear I had one, but when I moved, for some reason, it just kind of disappeared. So, use the next best thing. I just took a straight pen and sterilized it, and that's what I'm going to prick the sausage with and get all the air pockets out. Now on to the next one. Now this is the second one I'm getting ready for. Now watch how easy the second casing goes on. No getting stuck, no starting and stopping. It just goes right on with ease. Look at this. I told you. Okay, you got the idea. So I'm going to repeat the process and then go on to the next step. Okay, the second roll is done, as you can see it here to the left. Now, this is my empty canister, and as you can see, there's still sausage in the bottom there, which I will scrape out, and there's also sausage left in the tube. Now, I'm sure there's all kinds of little gadgets out there that one can purchase to get the sausage out of the tube, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use what I have, and I just took a piece of aluminum, made a little ball. I'm going to put it on the end. I have a wooden skewer that I use for making kebabs, and just push my aluminum ball there through. Sorry you couldn't see that, but you get the gist of it. I'm just going to push it through, and you can see the sausage come out of the tube here. And it is a lot of sausage to leave in there. It really is. That's why I go the extra mile and get that sausage out of there. I'm not going to waste not one bit of this good sausage. And see, it works like a charm, doesn't it? You can thank me later. Or you can buy me one of those little plunger thingy-bobs. But this works just as well. Nice and empty. And then just take the aluminum out, and you're done. See, that's an awful lot of meat, don't you think? That's my breakfast for in the morning. I'm not going to waste not 1 ounce of this meat. Not all the work I'm putting into it. The creator struggle is real. When I tried to film how I made the links to my sausage, my video cam decided it didn't want to work anymore. So I pulled a clip from another sausage video making a garlic and jalapeno sausage because I wanted you to see how I made the links. So what you do is grab it, you pinch it together like so, and then twist it, and then do the same thing to the other end, and then twirl it in the opposite direction. That way you end up with nice little uniform tight links, just like this. And that's a really good sausage recipe too, that garlic jalapeno sausage. I got that from my buddy Chef Johnny over at Texas Style Cuisine, and it is an amazing recipe. You will love it, love it, love it. And here's my finished kielbasa sausage. I ended up with about 20 links, and from here they're going to go into the refrigerator, and I'm going to leave them in there overnight uncovered, and in the morning I'll put them in vacuum seal bags and store them so I can store them in the freezer. Now, I made me a sample, and it is really, really super, super good. I made another kielbasa sausage recipe a couple of years back, and to me, this is every bit as good as that recipe, and I will put that link in the description box also. So, I am done. Whenever I make sausage, I always wash down my work area with hot soapy water and bleach, and I do the same with all of my equipment. Now my equipment is ready for the next sausage project. It is the next day, and I have all of my sausage in vacuum seal bags, and I packed them in 5 per bag, and from here they're going in the freezer, and you know I had to make me one before so I could taste it. Come on now. And I topped it with some diced onions and some sweet Baby Ray's honey mustard, and it is to die for good. This recipe will not disappoint. And if this is your first time to visiting my channel, thank you and welcome. And please subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a video. And as always, leave me a comment if you wish, and share my link with everyone you know in the universe. Be blessed and keep on cooking and making amazing sausage.